you want the best ones build to win in NBA 2K26, you're in the right place. We're not here to look flashy and do anything unnecessary. We are here to win, and this build is definitely going to help you out with that. I spent hours handcrafting this build with the help of some of the best ones players in the world, and I created a build of perfection. It's perfect, in my opinion. Of course, it can do everything that you need on a ones build. It can fade from 3 with ease. It can hit contested middies. It can strong handles. It can dunk on anybody. It can play defense. It can block shots. It can do everything. This, in my opinion, is truly the best ones build in NBA 2K26. Won my last 6 lineups on Prize Picks, and I may have found the new method. Pretty much all I do is anytime there's any type of discounted player, I'll include that in a lineup with a green goblin. For example, a quarterback is most likely going to have a passing touchdown in a game, right? You would think, like, I would assume the odds are pretty good. So I always include something like that with a discounted player, and it's been working pretty well for me. So if you want to try it out, use code DIRK. The link will be in the description. And if you place a $5 lineup, any $5 lineup, Prize Picks will give you $50 in lineups. Please play responsibly, available in select states, and thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. All right, for the position, you can go shooting guard or small forward. It does not matter. I went with a shooting guard. For the height, 6'8". For the weight, we're gonna go 201 pounds here to get that 85 strength for a movable enforcer. And yes, for the first time ever, I am putting high strength on a guard build. I'll explain why in a minute. And then for the wingspan, we're going with 6'9". Okay, let's start with the physicals. We are going to go with an 84 speed and an 86 agility. Having higher agility than speed is very important on the ones because you need to change directions quickly on defense to try to guard the midi fade, the 3-pointer, and the dunk all at the same time. Defense on the ones is very hard, so high agility is important in my opinion. As for the vertical, we're going to go with an 80, and that's going to be for posterizer. But for the strength, we're going with an 85 to get movable on gold, and I +1 this to Hall of Fame. And then we're also going to get strong handles on Hall of Fame, and I +1 this to Legend. Okay, so I have a lot to talk about when it comes to why I finally decided to go with strength. I really could make a whole video on it. I'm not gonna, so I'm gonna try to summarize this as quickly as I can. So there's 2 main reasons why I decided to go with strength. So first off, through my experience in testing, even though movable does not pop up as much as on-ball menace, I still feel like anytime the ball handler has their left stick slightly up in any way, so anything above horizontal, I have a better chance of getting a bump regardless if a movable pops up or not. And this is very important because 1, getting stops on the ones is already difficult, and the more bumps you get, the better chance you have at getting a stop. And 2, if you get a bump, you'll most likely drain an adrenaline from them and it messes up their offensive flow. The next reason is strong handles on Legend, and there's 2 benefits of this. The first benefit is the nutmeg animation. You can activate this when the defender has you in a hip ride type animation and you flick your right stick up diagonal toward them while holding turbo. But this is important. With further testing that we did, the nutmeg will not work if they have on-ball menace on gold. So keep that in mind. The second purpose of this, I learned from La Monsta. If the defender is right on top of you like this in the triple threat, you can just run straight and you'll get a blow by. I'm not kidding, but they have to be attached to you and uptight on you in the triple threat. Has to be in the triple threat. I would say this works on comp sliders about 80% of the time. In the casual sliders, it's probably closer to 100. This is clutch because every possession is so important on the ones, and if you can just get that 1 free bucket a game, that's huge on the one score. I say only once because anyone with a brain will realize that they can't press you that hard after you do it to them that one time. So with all that being said, that is why I went with the 85 strength. All right, let's jump over here to the finishing. First off, you guys know I'm a rim runner at heart, so I gotta have a high dunk. We're gonna go with a 92 here, and then we're gonna apply 1 cap breaker to get this to a 93 for that posterizer on gold. Just like I explained in my 4-way Zeus build, I'm playing on comp sliders. The dunk meters are smaller, and since I dunk so much, it's just logical to make sure I have the 93 dunk with the posterizer on gold, because I don't wanna be in a contact dunk. And because I have it on silver with the less driving dunk, the meter is slightly smaller and I mistime it, then I give up the ball on the ones, and you really don't want to give up the ball that many times on the ones, so I just think it's well worth it to go with a 93 driving dunk. All right, now let's get into the post control. Yes, Young Dirk has post control on a guard, on any build at that, so we are going with a 70 to get post fade phenom on silver. I feel like this is a good bailout option. So in these two clips right here, I was in a weird spot, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just hit him with a post fade really quick to get an easy bucket. All right, on to the shooting. We're gonna go with a 91 midi, and we're gonna use +2 cap breakers here to get this to a 93, which will get a set shot on Hall of Fame and Deadeye on gold, and we will +2 the shifty, and you guys will see all the badges later in the video. I'll explain exactly what I do with the +1s and all that stuff. But for the 3-pointer, we're gonna put this up to a 90 because we aren't gonna get blur because we weigh too much. So I want that deep bomber takeover, and we get that with the 93-pointer. Okay, I have a confession to make, okay? I hate to admit it, but because I'm not really playing in any wagers yet, I have switched to the dark side. I have been shooting with tempo. And let me tell you, bro, when you shoot with tempo, bro, you can really shoot anything, bro. I've been back fading from 3. I've been fading from 3 with so much confidence. It's like a midi to me, bro. Like, if you combine this build with a good tempo shooter, it's insane, bro. All right, on to the playmaking, and I know people aren't even gonna read the title, watch the video, skip to this, and just see the pass accuracy and be like, bro, there's no pass. It's a ones build. It's just supposed to be used for the ones. There is no pass accuracy, okay? We have nobody to pass the ball to, okay? So our pass is gonna stay at a 41 because with the playmaking this people ball, we're gonna go crazy with our cap breakers here. We're gonna put our ball handle to a 66, and we're gonna use 5 cap breakers here to get us to 86, as you can see, and the 86 gets us ankle assassin on silver. Then with the speed with ball, we're gonna put this to a 70 and use 1 cap breaker here. This is going to get us that 75 speed with ball for lightning launch on silver. On to the defense. We gotta have good defense. It is the ones with the only defender on the court. We're going with a 92 perimeter. This is gonna get us that challenger, on-ball menace, and pick dodger on gold, along with the immovable like we talked about. Now, as for the steal, listen up, okay? On-ball pluck steals, as we know, are not in the game, right? The only way to get steals is if you bump the ball out of their hand with your body, or if you go for a blitz steal. Now, going for those on the ones, in general, is very risky because if you don't get it, it is a free bucket. So we're keeping the steal at a 62 because there's no logical reason to have steal. But as you can see, regardless of the 62 steal, we still are able to get steals on this build. But seriously, do not try to go for them. I rarely, like 1 out of every 50 games, go for a steal. I really don't recommend them. It's too risky on the ones court. And then for the block, we gotta protect the paint, of course. We're going with a 78 to get our high flying denier on silver, along with paint patroller on bronze. With all that being said, this is my official ones build. Now let's get into the jump shot, the dunks, the dribble moves, the badges, the takeovers, and some live gameplay. Wait, this is important. If you change anything on this build, make sure you still get the same cap breakers before you spend your VC. Because sometimes, if you change too many attributes, the cap breakers will also change. So just keep that in mind. I don't want you guys to waste VC. Okay, for the badges, I'm going to give you a few different options, but let's start with the tier 1s. For my first +1, I currently have it on strong handles, but I'm most likely going to switch it to set shot to get it on legend. I attempt more 3s than I attempt strong handles, so it's just logical for me. For the +2, I have it on shifty. This is never going to change. The next +1, I switch back and forth between handles for days and challenger, but I mainly use this on handles for days. Now for the shooting +1 and 2, I switch these 2 badges frequently. I'm still not sure which combo I like more. And then for the tier 2s, I know people don't agree with lighting on Hall of Fame because it's only a 1% difference compared to gold, but I personally want every speed advantage, so I'm gonna keep it like this. But if I didn't, I would use this on immovable and then put lightning on gold. And then the last tier 2 is on high flying denier. All right, so here's my 4 takeovers. I use all 4 of them. The first one increases my 3-ball, my midi, and my speed with ball, and I use this with deep bomber. The next one just raises my speed with ball, so this gives me +15, and I use it with deep bomber as well. The next one is the same thing. I just use hydration hero instead. And the last one's the same as the first one, but with hydration hero. Okay, so here's all of my dribble moves. I do not gatekeep or hide anything. So for that, if you could drop a like for me, I would really appreciate it. But I will say though, that I have been going back and forth with the Jimmy Butler and Paul George escape, but I'm leaning towards switching to Paul George full time, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. And if you want to stay up to date, you should probably hit that subscribe button and turn that bell on. Now on to the jump shot. The base is Quentin Grimes. Upper release 1 is Ray Allen. Upper release 2 is Baluba. The visual cue is set to release all the way to the right. The release speed is full speed all the way to the right. And the blending is 892. Okay, for the dunks, less is more in my opinion, so I'm running pro contact dunks off 1 and 2, then I'm running standing two-hand under basket regular, and then I'm running Devin Booker and Westbrook, and that's it. Now anyone can make a build look good in clips, so I wanted to show you some live gameplay so you can see how this build plays live in action. Alright, so I'm showing raw, live gameplay, no cuts, no edits or anything like that, just pure raw gameplay. A big reason I think raw gameplay is important is because you get to see when I screw up. I want you guys to see when I mess up. Nobody's perfect, all the top players make mistakes, so don't be too hard on yourself if you make a mistake. Anyways, let's jump right into this. I'm on my ones build, obviously. He's on a 6'9", so I'm seeing how he's playing me. I'm going to hit my hop jumper here, going to get right to the basket. I did try to go for a dunk right there. It gave me the layup, but that's okay. We still made it. Now, right here, I tried to shoot off the Paul George. I mistimed it. I thought I greened it, but obviously I did not. So on defense here, I want to see on their first possession if they're confident in their shot, so I'm going to back up a little bit. He does shoot a fade, but he mistimes it. And in my mind, you guys know what I always say. As soon as I get one stop, it's game over. I just needed that one, and now we're good. So I'm going to back fade from 3. That's actually an easier shot than you guys would think. The timing is very consistent on it. I shoot that shot a lot. Now right here, not going to lie to you, I, for some reason, thought he wasn't going to get the bump right there. So I just blindly shot it. Do not do that, but I still greened the 29%. Right here, I'm just fading from 3 again. And as you can see, during this gameplay, I was shooting with the button. I was still not fully switched to rhythm shooting yet. So if you guys were wondering if you could still fade from 3 with the button, the answer is absolutely yes. But it is easier to fade from 3 with the stick. So here we go. Next play, hit the behind the back right off the inbound. I messed up my Paul George escape. I'm gonna mess it up again here. So now I only got 5 seconds left. I'm gonna L2 cancel into the dunk. And just like that, we're up 14-0 already. If you are dominant on the ones, you can really get these games over with really quick. So right here, I'm just gonna left stick to the left here, and I'm gonna shoot the midi fade right in his face, 25% contest. Doesn't matter. Now I can shoot from anywhere on the planet. I have the deep bomber takeover, which means I gotta try to go for a clip here and try to fade from 3, right? And that's exactly what I was trying to do. I feel like he kind of caught on and he played it really well, but now I'm just gonna go to the basket because he's so worried about that shot. Once he saw that badge, it's just like, all right, I really gotta guard the 3. Anyways, we're up 18-0 right here. I don't really want to force anything. I know he's gonna guard that 3, but of course I gotta try to cook up a little and make it look pretty, right? So I'm just gonna go to the basket for the easy dunk. Now we're up 20-0. I'm just gonna snatch back off the inbound, and that's gonna end the game. He pretty much just gave up here, but I'm gonna shoot it from deep anyway. If you want to become better at 2K, I recommend you check out that video right there. It's gonna help you out. If you enjoyed this build and if you enjoyed this video, drop a like for me. I'd really appreciate it, and subscribe if you're new. Hope you guys have a great day. Go out.